Welcome back to the channel. We're in Unit 2, Lesson 7.6 on this one. We're going to make a vacation guide. Now you can see with the code that I have, very basic. I'll explain what the things that we need. Of course, we will need a title, but at least the way that it is, if I pull this up, you can see it's not even showing anything, and in addition to that, the title at the top is just the name of my file, which is 2-7-6 vacationguides.html. We don't want that. We actually do want a title, so that's what I'm going to start out with, a title here. And again, I like the space there. Not everyone does, and whatever you do is completely up to you. But we're going to have, let's see, what we want here are 5 places that you would want to visit. We're going to format these lists a little bit different, though, okay? So I'm going to put 5 places I really like to visit. Or B, whatever. Now with just this, of course, I can come in here and reload this, and you see right there, at the very top, the name of the page has changed to 5 places I really like to visit, because that's what I put into my title. So with that then, I'm now ready for the body of the web page, and we're going to start by, let's give ourselves a level 1 header on this. And again, I like the space there, but whatever you do is completely up to you, but here are 5 places I really like to go. Now that's a little bit different than what we saw in the last assignment, and just changing it up a little bit, although I'm probably going to use the same places. Again, you do whatever you want to do on this. So with this, here's what we want out of this assignment. We want the name of the place that we want to go, which I will put on there. They also want a link to a travel guide, and then I'm going to put in there when I like to go. And I mean, you can put in there whatever you want, but we'll say how long we would want to be at that place. So with that then, we should be able to get started. And so here's the difference. So we're going to make these lists, and then I'm going to come back after I make the first list item at least. I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to format specific parts. Well, yeah, we're going to format the wording for the main list. Not only that, but we're also going to put in a link to the first bullet point, which is going to be a travel guide to that place, and we'll have to look those up. So to start out, what we want here is, let's see, we want, I'm just trying to think, we want an ordered list or an unordered list. Well, it's 5 places, right? So we'll do an ordered list. Give myself a little space to put some code. And then inside that ordered list, we're going to have list items. Right now we want 5 list items there. So list item there's 1. And just to save us a little space here, so hopefully it can be seen a little bit better, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different list items. Now I'm not putting space between these. Again, it's just to save space. I don't know if that makes it easier to see. Hopefully it does, especially if I make that a little bit bigger. But as it is right now, even if I were to go back to that web page and reload, we have a level 1 header with 5 items that it's ready for me to put in there. So the list item, remember before we were just like, hey, the place I want to go is Utah, and then the other place I want to go is Florida. I like Florida. But as we know, if I do this and come in here and reload, it doesn't actually format that text for me. It's just in a regular list format. So what we're going to do is make these level 2 header tags, or inside the level 2 header tags. And see if I can format this good enough. There we go. Save that. So watch this. Boom. There it is. So now Utah is in a level 2 heading tag. And we're going to do the same thing with Florida. And actually, we're going to do that with all of them. I don't know if this is faster. Let's type that in, save it, run it, Boom. So now Florida has changed its format. And we're going to do the same thing with these other ones. So we're going to make these level 2 headers there, and a level 2 header there. And then, like I said, we are going to have bullet points for each of these. I keep pushing the wrong button there. Save it, run it, and again, it's just ready to make these level 2 headers. So remember, after Florida, I said Alabama. Alabama. I definitely spelled that wrong. Alabama, and then we said, let's see, we said Hawaii. And then down here at the bottom, I said Idaho. So I am going with my previous list, but of course, we're not listing places we want to go that are already in these places. Below these, however, let's take a look. What do these look like? Run it, and now we can see these. But what I want is some kind of list. We're going to do a bulleted list beneath these for each of these items. So again, right here, we're going to have an unordered list. And in each of these unordered lists, remember, we want 3 items. So there's one. And again, I can just copy and paste this. Copy, paste, paste. Whoops. Typing's hard for Mr. Cell. So I'm going to take all 3 of these items and my unordered list, and I'm going to put these inside each of the other lists for, in this case, I have states. But if you wanted to put countries, you can. Places you want to go, places that you've been, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so again, why did I do this? So that I'm ready for each of these lists, and you can see if I come down here to my actual page, it's now ready for me to insert lists into each of those. Is it showing for Idaho? It's not letting me scroll down there. Perhaps it will once I get some information in there. Okay, so remember, we want a link to a travel guide. So I'm going to open up a new tab, and we're going to go to Utah Travel Guide. That's basic search information there. Visit Utah. There we go. So here is a link to a travel guide, and so I'm gonna need this link. So I'm gonna copy the link. I could have just done Control V. Now I'm not just gonna say in here. I mean, we could just say a guide to Utah. We could do this, right? And we could say, hey, save. Come back to the page, run it, and it says a guide to Utah. But what we want is a hyperlink to this guide that I've found. And so remember, for a hyperlink, we need an A tag. And again, I'm going to put this on a new indentation location, and here's the close of my A tag. Now inside the A tag, we're going to have a hyperlink reference, href, equals quotations, quotations. And inside the quotations, I'm now ready to insert the link that I have found for whoever's looking at this website. So if I save this, run it, now you can see it's linked to a guide to Utah. And if I click on it, it's going to take me to the exact same page that I have right here in this tab. Of course, I don't want to be there right now. I just want to be able to know that it works. Okay, so then after that, and this is working, in the next list item, I will put, when would I like to be in Utah? Well, I guess for me, I'd like to be there spring, summer, or fall. I don't really like the winter there because it gets stinking cold. But that's up to you, whatever you're going to put. So I run this, spring, summer, fall, that looks good. We don't want anything formatted there. If you did, you could put it in a level 3 header if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. And then the last thing, how long would I want to be there? Well, I live there, so anytime, or as long as I can. How about that? Save it, run it, there it is. Do I really care what you put on here or the time of? If you don't want to use these 3 bullet points, don't use them. Use the other things, 3 places you do want to visit, with at least one of them having some kind of hyperlink reference to a visitor guide, perhaps to Utah or the place that you want to go. So everything's working for Utah. Again, it's just going to be rinse and repeat now for the next 4 places. So next one is going to be Florida. Oh, so remember, inside the first list item, we're going to have an A tag, right? And inside that A tag, we're going to have an href, a hyperlink reference tag, or attribute in there with the quotations. This is going to be inside every single list item. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go down here to the first list item in Alabama and insert it there. Same with Hawaii, same with Idaho. Save it, run it. Let's see what that does for us. Nothing, right? Because I haven't actually put in a hyperlink reference, or I have not attached it to either text or a picture. Now, think of this. If you were like, yeah, I do want to attach a picture, of course, you'd use the IMG tag for wherever you want that with a source. But we're not worried about that right now. Although we know that we can start mixing and matching previous skills that we've already learned in this class. So this time, you know what? This time I will do someplace specific in Florida. For example, we'll do a Destin travel guide. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, Destin's very nice. Destin travel guide. Destin, Florida. Here we go. Visitors guide. How about that one? This looks good. I'm just going to use this link. I could have just copied the link, but that's my hyperlink reference. Here is a guide to Destin. I think it's supposed to have a comma there, but I also don't care so much. I still put it in there. Save it. Let's run it inside of our web page. There it is. I click on the link. It works. That looks good. So I can now put in the time I'd like to be there. I love Destin any time of year. And I know the locals think it gets cold in the winter, but it really doesn't compared to Utah. And then, of course, how long would I be there for? I could definitely live in Destin. Boom. I never lived there. I lived in Fort Walton Beach. That's different. Now, if I reload this, you can see it has all that text in there. So we're going to go to Alabama. And again, right here, we'll have a hyperlink reference for a visitor guide to Alabama. Let's see, another place I really liked being in Alabama was Orange Beach. Alabama Visitor's Guide. Explore Orange Beach, Alabama. There we go. That looks pretty good. Gulf Shore is very nice too. There we go. This is not showing the page, but oh, there it is. Okay, well, it is very nice, and I do like that location. So I make that my hyperlink reference, and this will be a guide to Orange Beach in Alabama. Notice I'm wording this differently just to show you that you get to decide how you want to list it or text it, right? Put the text in there. When would I like to be there? Anytime is great in in Orange Beach? In Orange Beach, that's fine. Exclamation point. And how long would I like to be there? It's a beach, so as long as I can. I really do enjoy the beach. So I'll save this. Let's go ahead and run it. Oh, wrong page. Run it. Does the link work? Yes, it does. It does work, even though, again, it's taking a little bit for the pictures to show up. There we go. So Hawaii is taking care of, Alabama's taking care of. Now we need Hawaii. So let's go into Hawaii. Hawaii. I will go to Laie. I could be spelling that wrong, but I also don't care. Laie. Let's see. We got travel guide. Laie. Did I spell it right? Yeah, it looks good. It's where my dad spent his teenage years. Let's see. There's real estate. Things to do in Laie. Laie travel guide from Kayak. Let's do Fodor. Let's see if it lets us in there. I don't know who Fodor is. Hopefully it's appropriate. The neighborhood, that looks decent. So let's go ahead and use this one in there for our hyperlink reference for Laie. Laie travel guide. So how long could when would I like to be there? Any time of year is nice in Hawaii. I guess I don't really need the period, but I'm okay putting it there. And then how long could I be there for? Indefinitely. Hopefully I spelled that right as well. Let's go and make sure our website works. Yep, Hawaii showing up. If I click on Laie travel guide, there it is. Okay, now again, is that a legit travel guide? I don't know. I'm not really that interested in finding out, but that's okay. Now, I said in the last video, I do like, I don't know if there is such a thing as a Swan Valley, Idaho travel guide, or guide. They might even just have a Swan Valley, oh, Swan Valley. Sure enough, Visit Idaho has one for us. Swan Valley has some places for us to visit, some things to do there. Control C for the URL. Let's put it into our hyperlink reference there. And this is a Swan Valley, Idaho is very nice! Exclamation point. Let's see. I don't know that I could live there. The winters there are pretty harsh, so I'm going to do the same thing. We'll do late spring, summer, and early fall. Pretty much once it starts snowing there, I would have to be out. And then, of course, how long could I be there? You know, I don't know. Let's say 6 months. Whatever, you get to choose. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. Let's go back to our page, reload it. Oh, this is the wrong page. There's our page. So let's reload this. Oh, there it is. Idaho showing. It's not showing the whole page. Oh, it's just, there it goes. So it is showing the whole page. It's just the page is too big. Yeah, there it is, right there like this. Okay, let's see if I can get that to work then. Something like this. That looks a little better. And so again, now I can scroll down, and if I click on the link, it will take me to the Swan Valley travel guide, or whatever it was. So this is working very nice. Here is the code. So again, here's the top. Going down to Utah, line 28. There's the rest of line 28 to 53. There's lines 53 to 77. 77 to 100. See, that's a lot of lines of code, and it came pretty quick because I was putting all of my tags on new lines, and I'm okay with that, by the way. And here's the rest of the code all the way down to the bottom. And of course, like I said, I can make this smaller. I don't think that really helps because you can't really see anything. But again, you can kind of just think about how this looks from a distant view and the formatting, right? I can see I've got this indentation right here with this list item. I've got a level 2 header here with an unordered list. And then I see that all the list items are further indented inwards, telling me that, yeah, there is a structure here. And that's the important part about our indentations, is it does give us a structure to work with and to visually see, so that if there is a mistake or something that I want to fix, I can find it pretty easily. Because here is my web page, right? If for some reason this was further indented, then I'd say, oh, there's clearly something going on, like an extra list inside of the list item, and then I can just find the text wherever it is and then fix it. Okay, so sometimes finding your errors is a matter of looking at your web page, or even a formatting thing, right? Like maybe you don't want the period there. Okay, we'll come back here and fix it, right? There it is. I take that out, I save the file, I reload, boom, that period's gone. But looking at your web page is very important, because as you do, you can find little formatting. I don't know that they're tricks so much as just formatting. I don't even know that they're errors. They're just formatting etiquette that you may want, that maybe it bothers you. Okay, if something bothers you, chances are it's going to bother whoever your client is that you're making these web pages for. So you want to make sure they look good to you first. And if they want to change something, of course, we know how to do that in the code. But you have to know how to do it first. Okay, so hopefully this helped you guys out. Thanks for watching. See you later.